Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a product review for 3 different drugstore products. So the first one is the NYX push-up bra for your eyebrows. I don't know exactly what it's called. Push-up bra for your eyebrow. Yay! Ding, ding, ding. Got it. And then I'm going to be talking about the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. And then I'm going to be talking about the powder that comes with it. So it's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Sorry if you can hear my dogs. I don't know how to control them. And if I put them like in a room somewhere, they'll just bark. And if I put them outside, they'll scratch at the door, and the door is right there, so you'd be able to hear it. So I'm gonna start with talking about the eyebrow pencil. It's $10, and on one side, this is my first ever like product review. So I don't know if I'm doing it right or I'm doing it wrong, but I'm excited about it. So on one side, it has a brow pencil, and then on the other side it has a highlighter. And I didn't realize this until yesterday, and I was talking about it inside of my haul video, that it is a one size fits all. So it's one color fits all. So I'm like, there's no way that this would work for like someone who's blonde, since it works for me so well. Because as you can see, I have dark hair. And so then I started swatching it on my hand, and I'll try to get a good close-up of this. Basically, if you just put it on like kind of lightly, it's totally a blonde color. Like if you have blonde hair, dirty blonde hair, red hair, this color would totally work for you. And then if you put it on a little bit darker, it would work for someone who has like maybe darker, redder hair or a medium brown. And then if you put it on how I put it on, which is just as dark as it goes, and I'm not having to like draw it on my hand super hard to where it's hurting me or anything, then it's totally the color for someone that has dark brown hair like me. If you have like black hair and you have really strong eyebrows, I don't know that it would maybe be the best color for you, but it's funny because I was putting this on and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect color. And I have a problem where when I'm buying something, I don't pay attention to details. So I can't tell you how many times I've bought like mascara that's like brown mascara, and I meant to buy a mascara that was black mascara. So I was putting it on and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect color for me. And I'm glad, because I wasn't paying attention to what color it was when I picked it up. I was just like, oh, that looks fun, pick it up, and that's all I did. So then it was funny to find out that it was a one color fits all, because I was like, yeah, it really is perfect for my brow color. Sometimes A, I'm in a hurry and I want to just smack on some eyebrows, and sometimes B, I want a more natural looking look that's not so dark, especially when I'm not wearing a ton of makeup that day, because when you have a heavy eyebrow and then you don't have like a heavy eye or cheek or lip or anything like that, it can kind of, the attention just goes straight to your eyebrows, and I don't want the attention to go straight to my eyebrows. So I'm really happy that I finally found a product that's just quick, on the go, slap on some eyebrows, and it gives more of just like a natural look. I think everyone needs to fill in their eyebrows at least a little bit, but if you haven't done it before, sometimes it can be really intimidating, and if you don't want a really strong look, especially since you're just getting started, I think that this is a really great product for you. Onto this. This is a highlighter, and it's a very salmony kind of color, and it doesn't have any shimmer in it. So at first I thought that I didn't really like this, but I've realized that I love it for 2 reasons. They tell you to put it in the corner of your eye, underneath your brow bone, and then you can put it on the out part of your eye, outer part underneath your eye. What am I saying? So I put this underneath my brow, after my brow bone, my eyebrow, whatever. And it totally crisped up my eyebrow, because it cleaned up any kind of like little smudginess that wasn't super crisp. So it's almost like an eraser along with a highlighter, because I can't tell you like how different it made my eyebrows look once I applied this part. And I actually really love this as a brow bone highlight, because I don't like putting a ton of sparkle on my brow bone, because I feel like sometimes it's just making your eye go to your brow bone a little bit too much. I also really love this on my waterline. I put it on my waterline yesterday, and it lasted pretty much all day long. Totally give this product a 5 out of 5. Absolutely love it. I really don't have any cons with this product except for maybe the price. So now I'm going to talk about the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. And I was really excited to try this foundation because, as you know, if you watch my beauty videos, I use the MAC Pro Longwear Foundation. and I am kind of a foundation snob. Not that I'm like super snobby with it, but I just have very high expectations and very high demands for, I think, feathers eating a fly, which is good and bad, really, because she took care of the fly problem, but she's eating a fly. I don't like light coverage. I don't like medium coverage. I like full coverage. I have a lot of junk that I need my foundation to cover, and I also want my foundation to last all day long. I don't want to be looking like a hot mess as much as I can avoid it halfway through the day. I don't want to have to constantly be reapplying my makeup. I just want to put it on and not have to worry about it. And I have tried multiple different high-end foundations, and I have tried every single, I feel like, drugstore foundation. So I think I'm just gonna talk about the pros and cons with this foundation. It's not perfect, but I do really like it. So the pros of this foundation is it does give really great coverage. I think it might even give better coverage than my MAC Pro Longwear. It is slightly buildable. It's not as buildable as my MAC Pro Longwear. Like my MAC Pro Longwear, if I wanted to put 3 layers of that crap on, I totally could if I wanted to, not that I do, because it is very buildable. I think that this could maybe get a little bit cakey if I were to, I don't know, not be careful with the second layer. It does last all day. I mean, towards the end of the day, you know, I am looking a little bit disheveled, but I'm pretty much like that with my MAC Pro Longwear as well. I mean, there's not a foundation out there that is absolutely perfect 10 hours later, but it holds up pretty much the same as my MAC Pro Longwear. So those are 2 things that I'm looking for in a foundation, and this definitely passed both of those tests, which I can't say that about like pretty much all of the other foundations that I've tried, because it's the first drugstore foundation that I have found that I'm even still talking to. We're still friends. That doesn't happen for me very easily. It really is a great foundation. I do really like it. I think I will definitely continue to use it. So those are all of the pros. So the cons, it does have some cons. Number 1, it is very matte. I've never used a foundation that is this matte. Like you put it on and it mattifies your skin. So I've actually put a little bit of a highlight, which I don't normally do on just like everyday basis. But I think with this foundation, because it makes you so matte, that if you don't put on like a highlight or like a dewy, sparkly kind of blush or bronzer, I think that you can look a little bit chalky / dead. And I don't think we want to look dead, do we, ladies? No, we don't. The second con is if you have dry skin, it's totally not the foundation for you. So basically the kind of skin that I have is combination skin. I'm really oily in my T-zone, but I do have dry spots on my face. And if you have any kind of dry spots on your face, this is going to magnify them. If you have oily skin, like just straight up oily skin, I think that you would really love this. And if you have oily to combination skin, which I have, you can still use this and I think you would still love it, but you just have to use a little bit of precaution. So make sure that you are moisturizing your face. And if you have a blemish, maybe put a little bit extra lotion on that area just to kind of really soothe the skin of that area, which is good to do anyway, because you definitely want to like treat the skin around a blemish, because that will help with scarring. Has my thing been sticking out? That's been sticking out the whole time. That's fun. So yesterday I applied this foundation for the first time without a primer. And it was without a primer, and it needed a primer because it definitely sunk into my pores. It really magnified my pores, and then it really attached itself to those dry areas on my skin. So today I used my Too Faced Primed and Poreless primer, which I actually hated that primer, but it was the only primer that I had on hand, and I knew that I needed a primer with this. And that primer with this foundation, I am loving it today. If you have dry skin, not the foundation for you, and you want to make sure that you're moisturizing your skin and you're using a primer with this, and if you do those things, I think that this really shines. And yeah, those are my only problems with this foundation. So now I'm just gonna do a quick little review of the Infallible Pro Matte powder. Really love this powder. It goes really great with the foundation. It's a very fine powder. Like, I'm kind of a powder snob as well, because there's a lot of powders out there. I've tried tons of powders out there, and the only one that I've ever really liked, high-end or drugstore, is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. That powder is like $3 or $4, and this powder is $12, so the Rimmel Stay Matte is definitely the cheaper option. All the other powders that I found make my skin look powdery, and I don't want that. I just want a powder that gives me a hint of little bit more coverage, but looks very natural and keeps the oil at bay throughout the day. That's all I want a powder to do. Set my makeup, control the oil, help my makeup look a little bit better. But this one works, I would say, better than the Rimmel Stay Matte. It also does give a little bit extra coverage. Not high coverage, I wouldn't wear it on its own, but it did definitely give me like a little bit extra, which I really appreciated. It looks very natural on the skin. It makes your skin just, as I'm applying it, I see my skin looking better. And that's always very exciting. So yeah, I definitely really love this. I would give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's like a new favorite powder for me. So that is my review for all 3 products. I hope that you guys found this video informative. Give it a thumbs up if you like me doing videos like this, so I know to do more. If you guys have tried any of these products, let me know in the comments down below if you liked them and what you felt about them. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!